One Question is brought to you by Turnkey Search, a top industry search firm since 1996.
Greetings, this is Tai Brown here at the 2017 NACDA Convention, and I'm sitting here with Dan Satter, Deputy Athletics Director at Boston University. Thanks for joining us, Dan.
Thanks for having me, Tom.
Well, Dan, what I want to talk to you about real quick here is about transition. You transitioned from working for a multimedia rights holder to actually working with one as an employee of an athletics department, right? Can you tell us about the insight that gave you now that you're actually working for an athletics department where you work with the media rights holder instead of for them?
Yep, so earlier in my career, I was a GA actually with Learfield at UNC, and then I worked for ISP at the University of Pittsburgh. And when I went to the University of Akron, one of my roles as the Senior Associate AD was serving as the liaison with what was then ISP and became IMG. And I think it was really valuable. I had gone through the experience, and I'd have lunch each week with our GM, Chad Garrity, and I knew what challenges he was facing, what things he was looking for, new inventory and new opportunities, how could we sell something. And having been in his position before of trying to obtain sponsors, I think it gave me a better understanding to appreciate his questions and why he was trying to expand the relationship and grow the business. So it helped me think about it in the context of how he was thinking about it. And so when something came along, I tried to be mindful of bringing it to his attention instead of necessarily waiting for him to think of it and bring it to me. And likewise, I think I tried to be very open-minded when he would present an idea, because I realized the impact that it could have on our overall relationship.
Right.
And the most important thing, though, when you're looking at that is remembering that despite your paychecks are coming from two different companies or institutions, that you're working for the same team and for the same end goal. And I think if you keep that mindset, and having sat on both sides of the aisle, so to speak, it helped me in how I approached it.
And I'm sure understanding all the details and specifics of what the athletics director was going to and what you're doing here and how it all plays in, that was probably excellent for you too. I have another question. You make another transition. You went from working from a school with a FBS football program, to now you work for a Division I program which has a successful hockey team, but they don't have football. Do you see any major differences in the two roles you play at those two institutions?
Well, certainly there's the nuance and the particulars that go with each program and each institution. And football is unlike any other sport in college athletics in a lot of ways, in that you're thinking and working on it literally 365 days a year, because the day your season ends, you've probably already gone on sale with renewals, or at least with deposits, and hopefully you have a bowl season, and then you've got spring football and you've got signing day, and you're already in your sales cycle again. The thing I would call back to that is a similarity between them is that what has caught your alumni and your fans' attention, and it's going to differ at each institution. And Akron, we had successful basketball and soccer. We had Division I football. And Boston University is certainly known for its hockey program. And how do we utilize those flagship programs to help bring your alumni base together and bring people back to campus or bring them to events? And that's something that BU's been tremendously successful with over the years, whether it's playing hockey games at Madison Square Garden, Red Hot Hockey the Saturday after Thanksgiving every other year, whether it's playing at Fenway Park in some contests, and then certainly in the NCAA tournament, being able to galvanize alumni wherever your site is and reach out to them. This past year we played at North Dakota, and while we don't have a ton of alumni living within a 4-hour radius of that state, there were some who came out and bought tickets, or that were on our alumni mailing list and database. So it's just a neat way to be able to use that program to stay connected with people who care about your university.
Right, and it sounds like what you're saying is, doesn't matter where you are, just emphasize what your strengths are.
Yeah, it's just a great way of showcasing not just your athletic department, but your university, and working with your development and alumni relations office to play to your strengths and play to your interests, and then hopefully as part of that, you're able to help bolster all of your other programs as well.
Right. Well, excellent, Dan. I appreciate it. It's Dan Satter, the Deputy Athletics Director at Boston University. Thanks for sitting down with us today.
Thanks for having me.
This is Tai Brown signing off.
And that's today's One Question, brought to you by Turnkey Search, a top industry search firm since 1996. One Question is designed to give D1 Ticker subscribers valuable insights on how executive leaders in college athletics think about key issues on their respective campuses, in their departments, or within their leagues and conferences. One Question is brought to you by Turnkey Search, a top industry search firm since 1996.